Welcome. Three people, I believe it's watching. Welcome to today's live stream. I have planned to make videos. I've looked at flat earth video after flat earth video. And I haven't found anything that interests me. Welcome, Jens. Most flat earth channels is going on about journeys and Antarctica. My main video will be on Nathan's reaction on the video that Creaky put it out some days ago. Yesterday, Nathan published a video based on a live stream where he and his silly panel reacted on Creaky's very well done video exposing Nathan for the liar he is. But that will be a bit later on in this live stream. First, I will have a look at one of the most confused flat earthers out there.
I've tried to avoid it long enough. Someone mentioned the other day the final experiment, the latest thesis, antithesis, Hegelian dialectic narrative going on in the flat earth.
What a word salad. Okay, I not fluent in English, but I didn't understand all of that. What did this confused man mean by that very strange sentence?
Here's what I think. I think it's just another controlled narrative.
The audio on me or on the video or all audio? Let's try this some more. Me. Is it better now? Okay. There I'm close to clipping. Okay, let's go on with. Let's go on better. Okay, great. Thanks, Jens. Let's go on with this silly man.
On both sides. I think that for the last 10 years, the Flat Earth movement has coincided with two different presidential cycles, which means elections. And in all that time, nobody with influence in that topic has said, hey, we should try to get this into the political realm.
That statement is quite funny. Two presidential elections. It's obvious that this poor man thinks that US is the world. Last I checked, I believe that the population of US is about 5% of the world population. So the election in US is not that important for the rest of the world. Okay, it's US have influence over the world. It's a big market to sell to. It's a big military power. But they don't decide if we believe in flat Earth or not. US have nothing to do, for instance, with the education system in Sweden. Oh dear. Yes, Flat Earth Party. Let's pour up some red wine. Okay, let's move on.
We should try to make this a relevant topic instead of keep it an irrelevant topic wherein people just debate all day, every day, and never try to reach an actual solution on both sides. You know, when I...
But he and other flat earthers believe that flat earth is in some way important. It's so important, according to Daniel, that the politicians have to take a stand on it. It's nothing to take a stand on. There are no flat earth. There are no flat earth model. Oh dear.
I mention all the time, when I first got attacked the most was early on when I was in Houston, and I said, hey, why are we going at each other's throats? Why don't you Globers help us petition NASA to do the stuff that would actually satisfy flat earthers as actual science, scientific method-based science, or put cameras on them, do something. We're not asking unreasonable requests for our tax dollars.
Yes, you do, because you don't accept any evidence at all. You can go out on internet and look at the live feed from ISS. You can look at ISS by yourself. For instance, when it passes the moon, you can see it. If you're two people, you can determine the height and the speed of ISS. But you're too lazy or too stupid to do any of those tests. NASA haven't it's not their job to convince foolish people that don't believe that the Earth is a globe. That's not well-spent tax money.
One of the narratives in Flat Earth has been, oh, the maps. People get all up in arms about maps. Is this map real? Is that? And that's not accidental, because it's a side topic within the topic.
It's not a side topic. Maps are used to find their way, to navigate. If it's fake maps, you wouldn't find your way. For instance, in my line of work, charts. If there were fake sailors for a long time, would have big problems finding their way. What? I was sorry, babe Ali. Let's see. Do you see ISS? Yes. Sometimes. I'm in the middle of Sweden at the moment, so I'm south of the Arctic Circle. I have and when I've been in my house in Lofoten, north of the Polar Circle, Arctic Circle, I have never looked for ISS. I will do next time I'm up in Lofoten. I will see if ISS will pass. So I haven't looked into that one.
They keep you busy debating and arguing with each other constantly, just like politics, just like everything else. As long as you're going at each other, you're not looking at them and saying, hey, we may have our differences on what it is. whether there's more land or a dome. My opinion, I believe it's a dome. I made no secret of that. That's what it says in the Bible.
And there we have it. Once again, the Bible as a science book. When they did write the Bible, they didn't even know about Australia, New Zealand, South or North America, Antarctica. But you have to believe the Bible about the world we live on. Oh dear.
And so until proven otherwise, that's the belief, and I'll admit it's a belief. But I also recognize it can be solved. That's what they want us doing, is being online, arguing about our beliefs and that. We've petitioned NASA. Wait, I'll come back to that. So as far as the more land, I believe it's a dome. I think what they've done, one of the narratives in Flat Earth has been, for the longest time, oh, that AE map, that's just another trap to keep us trapped. They had us trapped on a ball before, and now they're just trying to keep us trapped in a dome. Well, that's gaslighting, because that's exactly not what they sold us with the globe. They sold us we'd be going to the moon and Mars and colonizing Mars and expanding into the galaxies. So keeping us trapped on the ball was never their narrative.
Oh dear. He is quite boring. I'm quite bored about this. Okay, we're quite a lot. It's 12 people, but I can see now, so let's move on. I hope most of you did see Creaky's latest video. It was about the fact that someone have offered to pay for the trip to Antarctica for Nathan Oakley, and Creaky did read the original mail where the person was willing to pay up to $50,000 to get Nathan to Antarctica. And the other part of the video was, hello, Professor Bill. The other part was about the only so-called proofs that Nathan had presented. The interview with the plumber who have been on Antarctica, and that part was also killing one of the favorite videos from 24 Hour Sun at Antarctica that many flat earthers are using as evidence that the videos are fake. So I have chosen some parts of Nathan's video. It's over 2 hours long, and I have a problem standing listening to Nathan and his panel for, I can stand perhaps 1 minute, then I get tired of them then. But let's start the dumpster fire. So this is the reaction to so Wolfe have offered a 5K bonus. Oh dear. Okay, let's listen to this dumpster fire.
Air bracket.
Offering a trip to Antarctica based on a sponsor paying up the money to take me there. I mean, there's 30k on the line from a sponsor, apparently.
Well, there's no apparently about it. I've got the email right here. Now, I've redacted the sender's name for obvious reasons, but he says, "Hey, Will Duffy, how are you doing? I'm into FE topics since a long time. Straight to the topic, I want to pay full expenses of Nathan Oakley for the Antarctica trip, even if it goes as high as $50,000. I watched his debates a few years back many times. If he says yes, just let me know. I'm all in for it and I'll sponsor it without a second thought. Thanks." So, yeah, there's no apparently about it, Nathan. Somebody wants to pay for you to attend the final experiment.
Why don't you come on the channel and ask Nathan personally?
Why would anybody want to go to Nathan Mute Bottom Rude Assholes channel? No sensible person would visit Nathan's silly live show. If he gets questions he can't answer, he uses the mute button or he shouts over the person. That's Nathan's tactics.
What's the relevance? Right.
I don't know.
Just because somebody wants Nathan to go, somebody who's willing to pay for him, does that mean Nathan has to go?
No.
No, he don't have to go, but he have claimed before that it's impossible with the 24-hour sun on a globe. It is not impossible, but on a flat earth, and therefore there are no 24-hour sun, according to Nathan earlier on. So if he wants to prove his point, go to Antarctica. Everything is paid, and obviously you have $5,000 from Wolfie in pocket money.
Can he give you the money and you consider it?
Why would he give Nathan up to $30,000 and then Nathan have to decide if he will go or not? What is he paying for then? A new stereo equipment for Nathan? Or a new sofa because Nathan is too afraid to leave his sofa?
And isn't this guy making money off of this video?
Was that sensual goat? Say that again.
Can he give you the 50k and then you just consider it for him?
Yeah. Nathan, you there? Wake up. Shit. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Out of their own pocket. That leaves me with one question.
It leaves me with a number of questions. Where did you get... Who blew the friggin' shotgun holes in your ears?
And that was a lovely answer to that question. What do Creaky's hole in his ears have to do with anything relating with the flat earth or Antarctica? He's only trying to cover up that Nathan is a coward.
That's the question I got.
Are you man enough for it, Nathan?
Oh, here we go. Man enough.
yeah.
We're going to go to the second grade playground.
And where was he just when he was talking about Creaky's holes in the ears? First grade, perhaps?
Okay. I can go there.
No, but I have now called the guy inviting me a fraud.
And based on what is he a fraud? He's willing to pay Nathan to go. So how can he be a fraud? He have no evidence for this claim because it was, if I believe it correct, as soon he says yes, the tickets will be bought and we can all see if it's fake. Subscribe.
Okay, so calling someone a fraud is a pretty serious accusation.
Yeah, Will Duffy, he's a fraud.
And how is he a fraud? Yes, we all know it, because according to Nathan Oakley, this is not an experiment. They are grasping after straws. Oh dear.
Pretty serious accusation.
What's that?
A pretty serious accusation. What is it?
You can't take the Welsh. You can't take the piss out the Welsh, will you?
Oh, it's very potty, isn't he?
I was nearly I was a half a step away. You're lucky I caught this late last night from going live. Yeah, but I don't know if I want to go do a treatment on him without you guys, because this is fucking hilarious.
And now they are laughing about his being Irish and how he speaks. At the same time, they have Brian not so logic that I have a hard time to understand. But of course, he's Irish. So it's a big difference between being Irish and Welsh. Oh dear.
I can't do him justice without you guys. He's well. I thought he was Irish.
Absolutely not.
He needs money for sheep.
I call him Crackhead Creaky.
Factor in that the person doing the accusing is a flat earther whose entire living depends on lying to people about the shape of the earth.
Really? How does he do that?
Right.
Yes, Creaky is absolutely correct. Nathan is constantly lying, and we will see later on about the statements regarding 24-hour sun that Nathan have made earlier on.
Exactly. What lies has he actually told?
As evidenced by?
So he's now accusing Nathan of being fraudulent. It's a very serious accusation. It's into West Indian, doesn't it, Welsh?
Yeah, legally he could. Nathan could actually pull him on that.
No, he can't.
Now, Nathan can't be pulled off for calling Duffy a fraud because he has fraudulently used the word experiment. But he has just accused Nathan of being a liar because he's a flat earther.
Yep. If you wanted to get into some legal wrangle-dangle, I mean, I find it shithouse lawyery, but I guess you have a point.
Now, we've all heard Oakley talking about the final experiment.
Oh, wait a second. You forgot to support what you said about Nathan Lyon. You forget about that.
No, alternatively, what he chose to do instead was mention Will Duffy's fraudulent experiment, that it isn't making him a fraud.
Yeah.
And he keeps referencing a guy called Robert Shortman, who apparently...
Put those meat hooks down before I slap you, you happy sissy. What are you, wits it?
Spent over a year working in Antarctica as a plumber and says he didn't see the sun stay in the sky for 24 hours. Now, we'll get to Robert a little bit later in this video, but first I thought we should take a look at Nathan's video called Will Duffy Get Oakley's Help Committing Fraud to see exactly what his problem is with the final experiment and with Will Duffy himself.
And I have looked at the whole of this video from Nathan, and the part about the plumber that claimed that he didn't see the sun for 24 hours. They will not discuss it at all. I wonder why.
I mean, it couldn't possibly be because Nathan knows that come December, his grift will be ending.
It's over for you in December, flirpers.
But
for whatever reason.
Oh, sorry, that was you talking.
The final experiment has gained a certain degree of traction.
Yeah, and that's because normal people are really interested in the observation itself.
Define normal people.
Normal people that don't believe that we live on this. A flat earth pizza.
And are you one of them?
Alf, and before you say the final experiment isn't an experiment, which
yeah, it isn't,
completely baffles me.
Well, because you're a fucking moron that doesn't know what natural science is. Simple. Wow.
An observation is
not an experiment. If that were the case, everyone that can open up their fucking eyes from infancy to old age is performing experiments every fucking second. You glue sniffing fungus muncher. You're a crackhead.
They are desperate. Oh dear. Observation can be a part of an experiment. It's obvious, but they hide about. They are hiding behind word games.
Is an essential part of an experiment.
Oh, really? That's a fucking composition fallacy.
And now we are in for a fallacy. They love fallacies. The whole flat Earth is a big fallacy.
We ain't talking about parts of the experiment. We're talking about the full experiment. Clown, dumb fuck.
Without an observation, then there is no experiment.
Well, without the hypothesis, there is no experiment either. So what's the hypothesis, dumb fuck?
Just one more interjection there. I've repeatedly asked Will Duffy personally when he's been contacting me via the messaging service on YouTube for his independent and dependent variable.
Yep.
He hasn't given it me. As a result of him not giving it me, I've called him a fraud because he is.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, crackhead? Composition fallacy, number one. Number two, you'd fail 5th grade general science. Number three, you're a fucking idiot. Go ahead, Brian.
Sorry, is it called the final observation or is it being called the final experiment?
Here jumped further in the live stream. They kept on with this nonsense for a long time. So as I said, this video was over 2 hours long. So I choose this part, and I don't remember how long they kept on with this nonsense. But let's go on to a new part of it, and another part of it.
Hang on. Nathan, have you ever said that there isn't a 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Oh, he's about to quote me. I'll say it here, won't I? We do not have a 24-hour sun in the south.
He just said it.
Well, I don't remember ever saying that there wasn't a 24-hour sun in the south, but I have said that I haven't seen any evidence that there is.
But evidently Nathan have said it. This creaky video wasn't about Brian. It was about Nathan's stance on Antarctica. And evidently he have claimed that it can't be a 24-hour sun on Antarctica.
So that's 2 flat earthers that didn't actually say it.
2. Okay. It's obviously that Nathan did say it.
Yeah, that's why stereotypes are fallacies.
24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat Earth. On a flat Earth, you can't have a 24-hour sun, a midnight sun.
Man, I look old in these clips. Do I not look old now, eh?
Yep, you do.
And will Nathan address this, that he have claimed that it can't be a 24-hour sun at Antarctica?
All I'd like to
agree.
Au contraire, gentlemen. You can have 24-hour sun. Chinook sun system on a flat Earth will allow this.
And first they are talking about experiments, science, and so on. And then this fool comes with a made-up story, a fairy tale about how you could have 24-hour sun at Antarctica. Will anybody in this panel react to this stupidity? What do you think? Of course not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They agreed. Oh dear.
In the flat Earth model, we say there isn't a 24-hour.
You're lucky because I hadn't talked to you then. It wouldn't matter anyway. You see what you said? The model again?
And this is... I love it. All of them have talked about the flat Earth model. Those who have been in this business for several years have talked about model, but I think they are afraid of that world nowadays because they know that they don't have a model. They can't agree on anything, on gravity, on maps, on nothing of the basics. So of course nowadays Nathan don't talk about a model.
Wait, did you want to jump in your DeLorean and have a go at me 10 years ago?
Yeah, I want to grandfather this shit in and pummel it.
Well, you are. That's what you are doing.
Can't we just
That's
focus on how
insane.
badly he's aged instead of just picking up on things we'd have all misspoke back then?
Misspoke. It wasn't misspoke. It was Nathan claiming that they had a model. It was Nathan claiming that it can't be a 24-hour sun at Antarctica. He did know exactly what he stated, what he said, what he claimed. After that, model have been a ugly word in flat Earth. Don't mention a model. And when it get hot under their feet regarding Antarctica, nowadays they have never claimed that that can't be a 24-hour sun. And when someone shows a video where Nathan really claims that, it's 10 years ago. He was young and stupid. Okay, he was younger, but he's still as stupid as 10 years ago. But I believe he have got more arrogance.
Can we what?
Let's talk about how handsome I
Did
am.
Adam just admit to saying there's models and there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica? 10 years ago.
You can't tell this was 10 years ago. I look the same now.
Let's see. No, Phil, it doesn't care for them that shipping companies and airlines must be hiding the real flat Earth model, and NASA and all the fake horizons in radio system, radar systems, and so on. It must be a hard time for the engineers to put in those fake horizons, for instance, in radars that corresponds quite well with the visual horizon. But it's no limit to all the money the government will spend to hide the true shape of the world. Oh dear.
I don't think so.
And there isn't.
There is no midnight sun in Antarctica.
Because a 24-hour sun in Antarctica does not work on a flat Earth.
Really? Joe. Guess we're not going to get any of that.
And they've also said that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would prove the globe.
Hey, that's another stereotype fallacy. I never
Right.
said that.
No, I didn't either.
So, to make these kind of statements according to those idiots, you obviously have to address every flat earther that ever have published anything publicly on internet. would be a very long video, because those fools have no model and they can't agree on the most basic things. Many flat earthers have claimed that. And even Nathan have claimed.
There you go. There's
I
two
never
flat
said that
earthers.
either.
There's three.
The last part, I have taken a small portion from Creaky's live. If you haven't seen it, he have done before this. He have shown several interviews with the plumber who have been in Antarctica. I don't remember his name, but in one interview he stated that he didn't see the sun 24 hours a day, but it never got completely dark. And for someone living up north as me, in summer when I'm in my ordinary home south of the Arctic Circle, still we never get a dark night. We can't see down here, we can't see the sun 24 hours per day, but it never gets dark. In the middle of night, I can sit outside reading a newspaper. And when I'm in my house in Lofoten, for instance, the 1st of July, I see the sun all the time. So it's the same in Antarctica. If you have a light 24 hours, it shows that you have a midnight sun down there. And it proves that Earth can't be flat. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. So that part is covered in Creaky's video. The part I will show is a short part when the complete 24-hour video is shown without editing, when the camera is rotating more than one lap.
Right, so let's have a look at this, shall we? This is what we're going to do. This is what you'll notice. That, do you see that around the camera there is a rectangle of rails? Okay, that would be 4 sides. We're going to call this rail here side number 1. All right, so everyone's with me. I'm going to call, I don't actually know what this building is, but for me it looks a bit like a gym, a gymnasium. So I'm going to call this the gymnasium building, just to give us a reference point. So you've got side number 1 of 4 and a gymnasium. If we move forward, we get to side number 2 coming up here. Side number 2 and the gymnasium over to the left. As we go around, we come to side number 3. So this is the 3rd railing of 4. And then we do a 3/4 rotation. We go around to the back, and this is side number 4. And this will be those clouds you saw that they showed at the start of the documentary footage. And then you can see we come all the way back around again, and we're back to side number 1. So that would be 4 plus 1 is 5 sides we've shown. And there's the building that I'm calling the gymnasium. I don't know what it is, but it looks like.
And there we had it, the unedited version of one of Flurf's favorite videos, claiming to be a proof that they are no real 24-hour sun time-lapse from Antarctica. This is evidently not edited, and if you look at the whole video from Creaky, you also will get the explanation where it's edited and why. So, as I said in the beginning, I'm looking hard after new material to make videos about. A funny thing, some of my few days of work this summer, I have been on the military museum that I have showed some pictures from, I'm in the board for that, and I have jumped in and guided a bit, guided tourists. And when when I'm in the fire control room, that's the one calculating how adjust the big cannons. It's 15.2 centimeter caliber on them. It's tower cannons with double cannon to what do I call them? Okay, not important. But down in the mighty mountain we have a fire control center where you have one that leads the work down there and 3 target trackers, and they have radars, lasers and television cameras. And when I explain how to calculate, how to adjust those cannons, I first talk about that they are fired ballistic. I explain if you, for instance, fire them 15 kilometers to the target, it takes 30 seconds for the shells to go from the cannon to the target. So they have to calculate how fast is the ship moving and so on. Meteorological things like temperature, wind speed, humidity and so on. And then they have adjusted for the locations of the 3 cannons. It's from one side to cannon 1 to cannon 8, it's about 800 meters. So the angles differs, the distances will differ. So it's a lot of calculations. And when I explained all of this, I ask, often it's 20 to 25 people each guided tour. And then I ask all of the visitors, I said, now I will ask a sensible question and try to look serious. And then I ask, do anybody believe that we live on a flat earth? And 100% of them that I have asked this question is laughing. And then I talk about Coriolis effect that you have to calculate with when you are a sniper or if you're firing artillery very long distances. And no one have called me a liar. All of the people visiting us knows that we live on a globe. And they also understand the explanations. Oh dear. So I have come to a decision. I have looked at Flurf channels. The last week I have looked at a lot of Flurf videos, and as you all know, they are on repeat. So I have decided, instead of making videos reacting on different stupid Flurfs, I will still do that if I find someone who comes up with some new silly argument. But I don't see the meaning of making video after video about fools making the same claims. So instead I will do reaction lives like this, trying to hold it on about 1 hour, and I will differ, making it lunchtime European time sometimes and evening time European time sometimes, because I have an audience from US, Europe, New Zealand, Australia and so on. So some of my live streams will fit all of my audience. That's one thing. The other thing is, instead of producing a lot of videos about the same things, I will try to go in depth with topics. And for instance, I will break down the video this one. Wait a moment, I will show a very short part about. It's this that I've shown on my latest.
Last week, I was watching a debate with Wits It Gets It that was recently shared on the Flat Earth app. The video itself was on the Chad Preston official 3 channel, which you can find here. The video quality is poor, but Witsit quickly discussed something very interesting to me. An old NATO microwave communication system called ACE High, which stands for Allied Command Europe High Band.
In this video, he Taboo takes several examples of military radio systems that proves a flat Earth, according to him. So instead of making a reaction video to this, I will, based on this video, make a video about military radio systems. I will use those he have chosen and perhaps some others, and explain how they work in reality and why it proves that we live on a globe and not a flat Earth. And I will use segments from Flat Earth videos showing how dishonest they are and how stupid they are. So I will take that approach instead, because I start to get sick and tired of listening to the same silly fluff arguments time after time. Oh dear, I didn't see who is in the side chat. Sorry. What's happened? It didn't work. I tried to play my...
Yes, it looks like...
Yes, there he was. Welcome, you. Didn't see you in the side chat. Sorry. Let's see what's happening in the side chat. Where? Good question. Where's Nathan, Mr. Paul? Yes, we know where Nathan is not. He's not at Antarctica. And I'm quite sure that he never will be in Antarctica, because Nathan is too afraid. Yes, you are hard to see, because you covers the sun so it gets dark, so you can't see. I can't see you. So I have been on for almost 50 minutes. That was I had prepared today. I don't know when I will be back. I will do some lives, and I will continue working on my video about radio systems, and perhaps a video about why U is so damn big. Yes, Clive, some claims there are 2 suns, and some claims that you have a personal sun. Was that Mikey, or I don't remember, but it's quite funny with this refraction with radio waves. For instance, this ACE, it was based on troposcattering, the bouncing on troposphere, and when there were very long distances, it was not the whole signal that reached the other station. It was only a very small part of the signals. They were spreading all around, and only a small part of it did reflect down. So it's, oh dear. But the funny thing with FLIRs and their claims, if they are cherry picking all the time. If for instance, if you listen to this video, what Whitsitt said, he did know about the explanation why they could send those waves, so radio waves so long on so long distance. But he chose to believe that you can broadcast that far, but he didn't believe the explanation. That's typical flat Earth. Without any evidence at all, they take an explanation and they accept only a part of it. They always choose parts that fit their narrative. They never look at the whole picture and the whole explanation. All that proves that it would work on a globe also. They dismiss and calls lies, propaganda, NASA, shills, whatever. So, and at the same time, they can't explain the most basic things on a flat Earth. They are always saying, we have no model, we have no claims, if you ask them questions that they can't answer. So the more famous flat earthers that spend all their time on these topics, like Whitsitt, Nathan, and so on, they are dishonest. They are deliberately choose not to look at evidence. And as I said in my last broadcast, I don't believe for a second that any flat earther will accept that the 24-hour sun that they will see in December have proven that flat earth is impossible. Instead, they will make up. One version is calling you a paid shill, or they will make up a story about how it's possible. Some mystery machine that does it, or something like that. Have I missed something? He kissed another man. What's the topic? Okay, now I'm soon at 55 minutes, so I will soon end this live stream. I'm very happy that so many people visited me. I will in the end talk about one of my favorite topics. I still is collecting donations for helping Ukraine. I have been quite silent on it on the channel. It has to do with my work. My employer thought I exposed myself a bit too much, so I'm not allowed to go to Ukraine anymore, but they haven't stopped me raising money to help Ukraine. I have also been forbidden not to talk so much about my work. Much have changed since the start of the war. My line of work have been more secretive, but I will in some weeks' time once again train some soldiers from another nation that's not a part of NATO. So I will be away again in a couple of weeks and be away for 2 weeks. But until then, I still working with collecting or raising money for buying drones for Ukraine. You have links in the description if you want to help. I did get a very big donation some times ago. One person did buy 5 kamikaze drones at the same time, and they are very needed down there. So that was all from me today. I will be back very soon with a new live stream, and I think that I will have finished the radio videos sometimes in mid next week or something like that. But until then, have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.